We have reached a new era of Badgers football. I am so excited for what's to come.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What is poppin', y'all? It is your man, Clout Boy Bales, and welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports, where today we are going to address the quarterback position for the Wisconsin Badgers. If you have not heard the news, Graham Mertz has decided to transfer out of Wisconsin. He has 2 years left of eligibility. Of course, Graham Mertz was so highly touted to be this great quarterback, and he just never really was. And it kind of was the reason why the Badger program kind of went downhill, because they really relied on him a lot, and after a while, it kind of broke out the noise that the Wisconsin Badgers needed a new look. The good news is Braylon Allen has decided to stay, so hey, that works out well for him. But so many people are transferring, so it's really crazy. I mean, literally, the news breaks every single day that a quarterback is going to transfer. I mean, they're going from school to school to school, so pretty much it's going to be crazy to see really what happens in the end. Without further ado, this video is obviously going to talk about who could possibly be the starting quarterback for the Wisconsin Badgers next season. Obviously, there's so many names that I'm going to probably come out at this transfer. The transfer portal is huge. You know, you don't know who's going to come out of there, so that's what's important. So anyways, if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, let's get down to it. So first off, before we go with the people that are transferring, obviously the Badgers have one more game left to be played, so possibly they could look at their starting quarterback here. One thing is, Chase Wolf could start this game. He is still on the team, but he is gonna be done after this season. So obviously the next guy up is Miles Burkett, and he went to Franklin High School, offered a scholarship, and he gave Franklin their state title. He is obviously, you know, he's the guy that might actually end up playing this game. So he's a possibility that he might actually start, and that'd be crazy, because I'd love to see a Franklin quarterback start. That, of course, that's my high school alma mater, in case anyone doesn't know that. So that would be pretty cool if he was actually the guy that did that. So that's that. So Burkett, you know, he was really great. And obviously, we only saw a little game action. He only played the 2 games this season, only saw a little action, but you know, maybe they'll see some more out of him, you know. If this could be a definite opportunity for him, but if not, I definitely could absolutely see a quarterback that would fit Fickle's needs. No word on if Jim Leonard is going to stick around or not, so who knows what'll even happen. So let's look at the names of the people in the transfer portal, because of course those are people that could come out. So first off, the guy that I'm really interested in is Hudson Card. He was a quarterback out of Texas. He was a former Top 60 recruit. He just never really got the chance out of Texas because he had his opportunities, and then Quinn Ewers showed up. He transferred out of Ohio State. Ewers, of course, won the job. And, you know, Card has such a bright spot. You know, he shined out on 3 games this season where he actually played really good. And realistically, he should be playing somewhere there. And especially now that Arch Manning is going to Texas, it's going to be a quarterback between Ewers and Manning. It's pretty much saying that, you know, Card is going to play somewhere else. I think he's one of the best quarterback signal callers that there is right now. He's athletic. He's dual threat. He is able to escape the pocket, make plays. He is someone I definitely would love to see being taken. Another guy is Brennan Armstrong out of Virginia. He is definitely someone I could totally see. He's a lefty. You know, obviously he made it. You know, he did hit a wall this season. But obviously Virginia just didn't have a good year, especially everything that happened this season. So, you know, it's very possible that he is a guy that could go to Wisconsin. He's a very athletic guy. I could definitely see that happening. But, you know, hopefully he rebounds and starts to do better. So that's what I think matters. Another name is, here's another underrated guy. Hank Bachmeier. I think they might go with someone very underrated. Hank Bachmeier, he was one of the best group of 5 quarterbacks in the country. He went to Boise State. He's a 4-year starter. Obviously, he is someone that you could actually get. He's underrated because you're not going to go for like the big name people. But injuries has always been a concern, which is why you might not want to see him start a quarterback, but possibly, you know, he's a 5th-year guy that has veteran experience. 41 touchdowns, 19 picks, you know, in his career, but 6,000 passing yards. You know, you got to really understand this guy can do some things. Next up, DJ Uigalele. For some reason, I can't pronounce his name. He's the quarterback out of Clemson. Fortunately, he could not hold off budding star Cade Klubnik. He followed Trevor Lawrence and was expected to be one of the best signal callers, but he just, for some reason, he was backed by Dabo Swinney, but you know what? There was just unfortunateness. Klubnik exploded in that ACC championship game, and that basically lost him his job. You know, I want to see him. I feel like the system just didn't really work for him, and that's obviously. Now, the thing is, big name schools are probably going to go for him, so if he chose Wisconsin, that'd be pretty big, but I could likely see him going to like maybe Ohio State or Oregon or something. But we'll see what happens. UCLA is another team, but yeah, there's a lot of that figured out, so that's that. All right, next up, Drew Pine out of Notre Dame. This was a huge surprise because Pine came in there and took over the starter Tyler Buchner because he went down, and he actually finished with 22 touchdowns and 6 picks, averaging 8 yards attempt, and that was a really rough start because they really had a rough start, and Pine took over, and he actually was really good. He has 3 years left, so he has a lot of time remaining, which is why I think he'd be a huge pickup for Wisconsin, and I think he could definitely be the guy that ends up being transferred. It's very possible. Another guy, I said Dennis Leary, but no, that's the actor. Devin Leary out of NC State. He's a best available option. Burst onto the scene a year ago when he threw for 35 touchdowns, but he had an injury and it obviously is now replaced, so he's looking for another option. Another guy, Spencer Sanders out of Oklahoma State. Now, that's another guy that I was thinking of. He was a huge name that was just added. Sanders is a really electric player. Now, yeah, he turns the ball over at times. He runs, but he could definitely go somewhere. Now, I'm thinking maybe he could go to some smaller school, but if Wisconsin was able to get a guy as tough as him, that'd be great. You know, he's not terrible by any means. Like, he's improved over the years, which is why I love somebody like that. So, yeah, that's that. And, you know, there's a lot of other names, but if you know of any other names or quarterbacks that you can think of, please comment below, because those are those are the ones that I think could definitely be some fits at Wisconsin. I don't know what will happen, but those are some good names. That's just how I feel. So anything could happen. Braylon Allen announced that he's coming back. It's going to be a huge process to see who stays and who goes for the Badgers, so we'll see what happens. No word if Jim Leonard stays. If Jim Leonard leaves, then you could totally see the defense being revamped. You already hear that the defensive coordinator and he's already bringing some people from Cincinnati over, including the defensive coordinator. So who knows what's even going to happen. If he wants to keep Leonard on the team or not, we'll see what happens. But anyways, if you like what you see, comment below, subscribe with your thoughts, and as always, go Badgers. We will see you next time.